I got the bike up on my work stand here, and I'm going to start stripping off all the old engine bits and everything I need to do that. Then once that's out, I'm going to figure out how to attach the engine with the torque converter. I think I'm going to have to make little legs for underneath or something to maybe move it forward. Yeah, we'll figure that out. So the old engine has been disconnected and pulled out, and I've also undone the chain. I had to cut it, I couldn't get the link out. I'll probably just replace that whole piece of chain anyway. It's pretty rusted looking, and I think it's got some stuck links, so might be able to salvage it, but I do have some new chain, so not a big deal. But yeah, everything's looking nice and open now. Definitely gonna have to come in and cut out this little tab here, this bracket. You can just tell they're gonna butt up against the torque converter, so before I even try, I'm gonna just cut those out with the death wheel. So I stacked two pieces of 1/2 inch plywood under the engine. Gives the same amount of height that a piece of 1 inch square tubing would. Everything seems to fit pretty well at this point. The torque converter bracket clears the frame. The exhaust pipe is underneath the frame as well, underneath the seat. It's gonna be a little close to the leg, but I don't think there's much we can do about that. Most importantly, there doesn't seem to be any problem getting the rear sprocket to align with the sprocket on the front of the torque converter. Can't really see in there, but that chain has to be straight. It's pretty close now, so I think I just need to cut a couple of pieces of 1 inch tubing, put some holes and some rib nuts in there, and this engine should be, mounted. So I made these spacers to fit the engine on the mini bike and have the torque converter clear and line up. I cut some metal, drilled some holes, put in these nutserts, and then I realized that they probably should be a bit taller. So I cut more metal, drilled more holes, and put in more nutserts into these 1.5 inch square tubing chunks. The other ones here are 1 inch. And they're just not quite tall enough. The torque converter was almost touching the frame at the back. I was concerned that if, it moved around a bit as I drive it, it could start to rattle or, interfere. Anyhow, that's all set. I'm going to now put on the gas tank that I bought, as well as the new seat and some of the other accessories. So I put the gas tank on and the seat. I still have to put the chain on yet. Bought the reflectors. I thought it would make it look a little more complete, more finished. The air filter in place, I think The engine just looks really cool with everything color matched. Hopefully it sounds as good as it looks. Well, I know it sounds pretty good. Had it running after I finished building it just to make sure it worked. So all I really have left to do is to finish installing the torque converter, put it on the front pulley and the belt, and then to cut a chain, put it in place, get the tension adjusted. Oh, and I have to plumb in the carburetor and gas tank together. So nothing too much. I'm going to get that done, and then hopefully it'll be ready to start up, unless I think of something else.